At this time, please turn your attention to the stage. Our program is about to begin. And now please welcome the chairman of Johns Hopkins University's Board of Trustees, Louis J. Forster.
Good morning. Welcome to Washington, D.C. Welcome to the Johns Hopkins University Bloomberg Center. I could not be more excited to welcome you to celebrate this historic moment in the life of our university. And without further ado, now I'd like to introduce the 14th president of Johns Hopkins University, a champion of higher education's power to transform lives, a wellspring of impactful ideas for the betterment of society, and one of the very finest presidents of his generation, Ron Daniels.
Wow. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Lou. Today we have the great good fortune of dedicating a new building, a magisterial new building in the heart, truly the heart of our nation's capital. One composed of 10 stories of soaring staircases and walkways, little avenues of possibility connecting people, ideas, and disciplines. Of floating glass-walled classrooms where our students and faculty will engage not only with one another, but with international leaders, diplomats, national policymakers who are putting these ideas into action. Of illuminated gathering and performing spaces that will catalyze countless convenings, conversations, and serendipitous encounters. And of artwork designed to challenge, to inspire, to lift the human spirit. The Johns Hopkins University Bloomberg Center at 555 Pennsylvania Avenue is the physical embodiment of our aspirations for our university in this moment, in this time. But this building represents more than bricks and mortar masterfully assembled, far, far more. It is also the physical manifestation of an idea born 150 years ago with the brave founding of our university. Johns Hopkins was not America's first college, but we are the nation's first research university, founded with a visionary act of philanthropy that birthed into our nation a new form of higher education, which has since become the envy of the entire world. Thanks to that vision, we were the first institution of higher education in America to weave together undergraduate teaching, graduate and postgraduate training, and faculty production of new knowledge. We were the first in America to build a university research laboratory, to launch academic journals, and to enlist our students in our creative scholarly endeavors. And we were the first to insist that our knowledge ought not to be shared with a privileged few, but offered up as a genuine public good, even and perhaps especially when our knowledge, our analysis, our perspectives challenged entrenched orthodoxies. As our first president, Daniel Coit Gilman, once said, Johns Hopkins was, from its conception, free from the constraints of either church or state. It was built solely to promote the discovery and promulgation of the truth. That was our university's Declaration of Independence, and its realization coincided with the centennial of this nation's Declaration of Independence when we opened our doors in Baltimore in 1876. Today, we stand together in a spirit of soaring hope and optimism to dedicate the manifestation of yet another visionary act of philanthropy, one that brings our university and our nation ever closer together, bound by proximity and purpose to advance reasoned debate and to foster evidence-based solutions for our democratic society. And in doing so, we acknowledge and we celebrate the continuation of an enduring and extraordinary partnership between America's research universities and our national government that has fueled the collective mission of this country and nurtured some of this country's greatest achievements. Together, we have tackled once incurable diseases. Together with the national government, we have fortified our national security. And together, we have created world-changing technologies, birthing industries that have launched jobs, products, and services, and advanced human welfare. To see this new building stand among the U.S. Capitol building, the White House, and the Supreme Court, the three branches of our democratic government, is both humbling and awe-inspiring. But it is also a challenge. It calls upon us to consider deeply not only what our faculty, staff, and students can contribute to good governance and sound policy, but also how we can learn from and engage with leaders and policymakers across Washington and the world as we promote the flourishing of our fellow citizens and our society. So, as we dedicate this building, we also rededicate ourselves to the founding idea of our research university, of the modern research university, to the university as an institution resolutely devoted to the promise of discovery and knowledge to impact our world, to the power of reason and of fact as the absolute critical foundation for progress, to the spirit of convening and collaboration, of exploration and inquiry, even across the lines that threaten to divide and diminish us, and to an unyielding belief in the fundamental dignity and boundless potential of all people. This is our charge. Thank you for joining us all today as we officially dedicate the Johns Hopkins University Bloomberg Center. Now, we have a brief video that we'd like to show you about the new space, so roll film. 555 Pennsylvania Avenue sits at one of the great American crossroads, right in between the White House and the U.S. Capitol. The energy of this location is palpable. You can feel passion and purpose radiating from every corner.
Welcome to the Johns Hopkins University Bloomberg Center in Washington, D.C. A 12-level steel and glass building with views of the Capitol, serving more than 2,500 students and 650 faculty from across all divisions of the university.
This building represents the future of education. It's designed to promote interdisciplinary collaboration and bringing people together with different perspectives and different areas of expertise to solve tough problems. And it's here in the middle of Pennsylvania Avenue to maximize their influence, not only in Washington, but around the world.
Every single aspect of the Bloomberg Center is openness and transparency. As you see with all the windows, it just speaks to you architecturally.
The open floor plan, the ability to collaborate with students without having to be behind closed walls and cubicles is a really fun aesthetic.
Every morning we look forward to coming to the buildings, having a view of the Capitol Hill while sipping coffee. That's a privilege that we have here.
I think networking is something that's very important, and that's something that's very available to us here in DC, especially in this location.
The center brings students and researchers, policymakers, and the public together to tackle big challenges in a beautiful space full of light and art, all designed to uplift and inspire.
Throughout the building are original artworks commissioned from artists around the world, because art invites us to think creatively. Suspended treehouse-like glass rooms hang in the soaring, daylit 7-story atrium. Nods to Johns Hopkins Homewood campus can be found in the design of the open lounge space, the beach, as well as the brick inlay flooring of the breezeway. And flexible classrooms, like the Link, can transform to meet the needs of the moment. And a state-of-the-art 375-seat theater creates even more opportunity to share ideas and bridge divides.
This building manifests an idea that's very powerful at Johns Hopkins, and that is that the most serious dilemmas of our time are not solved by single actors alone. What really is required in this moment is for multiple disciplines, multiple experts from across the spectrum to be able to work together. That's the magic of Johns Hopkins.
So next we'll hear from someone that the world knows as a tireless public servant, a transformative entrepreneur, and a champion of public health. But let's face it, at Hopkins, his greatest achievement will always be that he is a member of the class of 1964. Early on, with his characteristic and preternatural vision, Mayor Mike Bloomberg saw the enormous potential of this building to bring all of Hopkins schools together under one roof. And as with so many other areas of our university's life, he encouraged us to dream, to imagine, to aspire boldly and without reservation. We are truly, deeply grateful for Mike's support of his alma mater and his vision for what we can do and what we can be in the world. I know Mike very much wanted to be here with us in person, as we wanted him to be in person with us today, but he did send a few words, which we're glad to share with everyone now.
Thank you, Ron, and thank you for all your exceptional leadership in bringing this building to life. I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person. Unfortunately, after 3.5 years, COVID finally got to me. I'm doing just fine, and I'm with you in spirit for the dedication of a building that opens an exciting new chapter for Hopkins and for Pennsylvania Avenue, too. I want to thank Mayor Muriel Bowser for all her strong support of this project. As some of you may know, Mayor Bowser has been leading an effort to reimagine Pennsylvania Avenue in a way that embraces its history while creating new spaces for the future. She is building on one of the great local legacies of President Kennedy, who directed his staff to bring new life to the avenue. He wanted to blend commerce, education, and the arts into a lively thoroughfare. The plan came together, partly thanks to a young staffer in the Labor Department, my old friend, Pat Moynihan. In fact, before leaving for Dallas in November of 1963, one of President Kennedy's final instructions to his staff was to set up a meeting to discuss the plan with members of Congress upon his return. This new center will help fulfill the vision President Kennedy set out and that Muriel Bowser is now extending. And I think it's fair to say that this building belongs as much to the city as it does to Hopkins. Here in the heart of the nation's capital, the center will host policymakers, opinion shapers, and researchers from across a range of fields and political ideologies. Work that will promote and strengthen our shared democratic ideals. Together, they will debate ideas, not shout them down. They will analyze evidence and data, not fabricate them. They will promote new knowledge and understanding that help tackle many of the nation's and the world's most difficult challenges. And they will help the university broaden the influence of its scholars, increase learning opportunities for graduate and undergraduate students alike, and elevate the visibility of Hopkins on the global stage. There's no better way to dedicate this center than with a room full of mayors, scholars, and innovators who are changing the world. And I want to give a special thank you to all the people who built it, the architects, artists, designers, project managers, and construction workers in so many skilled trades. Congratulations to everyone. It really is a phenomenal achievement, and the best is yet to come. Enjoy the day, and all the best.
Now, as we officially open this building's doors to the world, let's welcome two world-class performers from closer to home. A remarkable artist recognized for his innovative approach to vocal education and inclusion, who is also an associate professor of voice at the Peabody Institute at Johns Hopkins, and a remarkable poet, actor, entrepreneur, philanthropist, and an artistic partner with the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra. Please welcome to the stage Carl DuPont and Wordsmith.
My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the Pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring. My native country, thee, land of the noble free, thy name I love. I love thy rocks and rills, thy woods and templed hills. My heart with rapture thrills like from above.
The warm embrace of a space filled with innovators. A melting pot of ideas that we share as educators who are insightful and impactful mediators. Whether a debate or an artistic expression, let our opinions form an impression that runs so deep that we seek decompression from the false narratives of deception. Let's learn and lead and be free to facilitate. Art, culture, and community can all cross-pollinate. Leave a legacy of traditions that trickle down through the years for our peers to still celebrate. Inclusive and impactful ideas. Evidence-based solutions knock down the barriers of fear and push us towards a new and exciting frontier. The next generation of global leaders has arrived. JHU and Bloomberg keep research and democracy alive while challenging us to have pride in moving society forward to a future we all can be proud of for infinity.
My country, 'tis of thee.
We must all have pride.
Sweet land of liberty.
It is now time that we all rise.
Of thee I sing.
This is our moment.
Land where my fathers died.
No more divide.
Land of the Pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let freedom ring.
We must achieve.
Let freedom
unity.
Welcome to the neighborhood.
Welcome to the neighborhood.
Welcome to the neighborhood.
Welcome to the neighborhood, Johns Hopkins.
We are so excited to have the JHU Bloomberg Center here in downtown DC, which has so much to offer. We have arts, entertainment, which is why it's such a perfect match with Johns Hopkins.
Welcome to the neighborhood, Johns Hopkins. I hope to run into you in the galleries or visiting an exhibition.
It's so wonderful to welcome more of the Johns Hopkins family to the neighborhood.
And we're right here if you need us.
Welcome to our city. Welcome to our stage.
On behalf of the White House, welcome to the neighborhood Bloomberg Center. Glad to see we have a new neighbor on Pennsylvania Avenue.
Welcome to the neighborhood.
Congratulations on your gorgeous campus.
Johns Hopkins students are really lucky.
Can't wait to stop by and catch a lecture.
We couldn't be more happy than to have Johns Hopkins as our neighbor.
Wait a minute, hold on. Oh, that's it right here?
Or to be or not to be, that is the question.
Romeo, oh Romeo. I think we're just supposed to say, welcome to the neighborhood.
Oh, wow.
Welcome to the neighborhood.
From here on Capitol Hill, you look great, Johns Hopkins. Thanks for bringing both sides of the aisle together.
Welcome to the neighborhood.
Now, it gives me great pleasure to introduce our next speaker. You have heard Mike Bloomberg speak, indeed many times, about her innovative leadership. She's one of the best mayors in the country. DC is very, very lucky to have her. And boy, she's been a great friend and partner to Johns Hopkins. We're just so delighted to be in DC and to be able to work with her and her administration. Mayor Muriel Bowser, would you please say a few words?
Well, good morning. And welcome to the neighborhood. Thank you, President Daniels. Thank you, Johns Hopkins University. And thank you, Mayor Michael Bloomberg. It has been a beautiful, beautiful day in Washington, and certainly all this week, welcoming Johns Hopkins University to this part of the downtown and welcoming the 10th City Lab, a global convening of mayors, to Washington, D.C. Mayors, business leaders, and experts and innovators have come together for important conversations and idea generation about the problems and the challenges facing our world cities. From reimagining our downtowns to assuring affordability and livability, to keeping cities safe, these discussions have the power to make real and lasting change for our urban areas. And we are so grateful to Mike for his vision and his investment and his support of cities. And now today we are here at this beautiful DC campus of Johns Hopkins University. And for the students here, I suggest that you couldn't ask for a better location. We're steps away from the Capitol where the Congress is meeting. We're surrounded by federal agencies and the White House. And we're not only between the White House and Congress, we're also between the Congress and where I work at City Hall. Those are complicated relationships, and one that we know that your students are welcome and so excited to be engaged in. We're in the heart of downtown DC, and we are very focused on our downtown's comeback. This space brings together so many different pieces of our work. It represents our primary downtown industries: feds, eds, meds, and tech. It represents our ability to take old spaces and repurpose them into something beautiful and new. Many of you will know that this was a museum at one time, the Newseum, that struggled as a paid museum surrounded by our nation's free museums. While we certainly want to make sure that the First Amendment and all the things that were represented at the museum live on in all the spaces that surround us, I know that having Johns Hopkins, its professors, its students, all the people that come to this space will represent a higher and better use of this space. It represents our work, as Mike mentioned, to transform and modernize the historic corridor of Pennsylvania Avenue. It also represents the heart of our city's 5-year comeback plan, which is centered on Washingtonians, on our people. And we love, love, love to see so many students coming to this location. Washington, D.C. is already one of the most educated cities in the world. And it is because we have world-renowned institutions like Johns Hopkins here. We know people come to Washington to change the world, and that's going to happen right here. We want students here not only to think about their futures with the federal government or national think tanks, but we also want them to think about a future in our own government, local government. We know Mayor Mike Bloomberg's 2 passions, education and cities. And what better way for students to blend those passions than coming to work for local government? Please permit me to recognize one of my own team, Sienna Creighton, who's right here in the front row. She is serving as DC's interim deputy mayor for Health and Human Services. She's also a Johns Hopkins alumna, a current doctoral student, a Bloomberg Fellow in Addiction and Overdose, and a DC resident. So we want more Siennas coming from this building to work for us in DC. So please accept my commitment that we want your experience here to be a great one for your students and faculty. So we're here today and we'll be here every day to continue to partner with you in the critical work of transforming our nation's downtown. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to think differently and to unleash our creativity. And I can't think of a better partner. So congratulations, and we look forward to many more partnerships.
Thank you, Mayor. So it is now time to formally dedicate this building. Now, people have been dedicating everything from buildings to books to ships for time immemorial, but what does it actually mean to dedicate something? For me, it means to take a moment, to pause, to set time apart in which we dedicate ourselves anew to our special purpose in this special place. 2 groups of people have given this building its special purpose. First, as Mike said a few moments ago, it is the people who have built it, the architects, artists, designers, project managers, and workers. In this case, literally thousands and thousands of people who labor tirelessly to make this center a reality. And second, are the people who will actually use it, those who will bring life, possibility, and purpose to it. Students, faculty, staff, leadership, alumni, and of course, the public at large. They are the ones who have and will continue to set this building apart through their work and efforts, and it is to all of them that we dedicate this building on this glorious, glorious day. And as we embark on the next phase of our academic mission, I cannot overstate the boundless excitement and the humble gratitude that our faculty, leaders, students, and staff all feel today, all of which, of course, is matched by the incredible exuberance, enthusiasm, imagination of our students, including, of course, our very own Peabody Opera course. All the students who will study, who will work, and who will grow here embody the promise of a bright future. This is their time.
The SNF Agora Institute is an academic and public forum dedicated to realizing the promise of the ancient agora in modern times. We're thrilled to be here in the nation's capital. We can strengthen our work, helping people learn how to dialogue across difference, vigorously contest the ideas and values that form the foundation of a pluralistic democracy, and learn to act together to develop solutions for a better world.
I am proud and honored to be a part of a university with a place like this, a place that encourages and invites people of different viewpoints and lived experiences to discuss and talk through issues that are important and even difficult together.
I'm so honored to be here today to eyewitness this exciting new chapter in the Johns Hopkins University and my alma mater, SAIS, the School of Advanced International Studies. Going to SAIS many years ago was one of the best decisions I ever made. That education built the foundation for my eventual career in journalism, covering international news. I'm so encouraged that future SAIS students have a new home right here in Washington, D.C., to continue to help make sense of our world and make it a better place for everyone. So I'll leave it with this word: congratulations.
Our time in here at the Johns Hopkins University Bloomberg Center. Thank you.
Thank you all for joining us today. Now please proceed into the Johns Hopkins University Bloomberg Center for our reception.